Hey YouTube, welcome back. If you are following my channel, if you are new, welcome. I wanted to talk today about collecting money up front for appointments. This year it's 2022. I'm here on my porch, my home office, and I do fingerprinting. So I'm going to put this in the fingerprinting section. Because primarily with fingerprinting, it is an issue. Okay. And what I mean by that is I make appointments. Somebody calls me and says, hey, I need my fingerprints done. I need a live scan or whatever. And you set up a time. And what was happening initially when I got into this is I'd set up a time with somebody, I'd show up, they want to be at my house. So I'd come home from let's say a loan signing or another appointment out on the field, run back here to meet with them, and they never show up. And it's very frustrating because then you're like, okay, I just wasted my time running here. They're not here. And so not only did I lose out on the deal, I lost time because I'm, rushing back and forth between appointments and so forth. And so it's troublesome. So what I implemented a couple years ago is, maybe a couple years ago now, I started using Acuity scheduling software. So that's a calendar where somebody can schedule their appointment with me, and I forced them to do a deposit of $10. So they can pay for the whole appointment or a minimum $10. So that locks the person in to coming here, and if they don't show up, they lose $10. I don't do that. I don't do that to make money. If somebody calls me and says, hey, I missed my appointment, I paid the $10. If they show up at another time and they say, hey, I want to reschedule at another time, I will move their appointment for them to another time and still give them the $10. Okay. I'm not there to take money. It's more to persuade people to communicate and be here at the appointment. And I found just this year that I need to start doing that for notary appointments as well. It happened a couple of days ago that I had a guy call me. He says he set up an appointment for me at 8 p.m. It was an hour drive away from my location. I said, no problem. I arranged the fee. He said, okay, I'll be happy to pay that. And he actually called me 15 minutes before the appointment time and said he's running 10 minutes late. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm going to be there a couple of minutes late myself, so I'm going to be there. And so when you show up, we'll be there and we'll get it done. So I get there. I waited for about 10 minutes and I called him, no response, left him a message, and then I texted him, no response. And then I texted him again and said, hey, I'm going to wait another 10 minutes and then I'll be gone, And what actually happened was I waited 10 minutes, but I fell asleep in my car because I'm just, it's late at night. And by that time I'm kind of wiped out from the day, and knowing that I'm going to be driving an hour back, I'm like, okay, I'm going to just rest here and then drive back. So I actually was there until 9 p.m. before I started driving back. So the whole point of this video is to position yourself to collect something up front, so you lock that person in so that they are going to, first off, do business with you and complete the transaction, and second, not waste your time. Okay, because your time is money. And even if it's, for example, I'm at my house right now. I had a lady just show up just now, 8 o'clock in the morning. She booked the appointment at 8 o'clock. And of course I'm here, but I don't have to guess if she's going to be here or not be here. It's like, okay, either she shows up and and I complete the appointment and collect the, she paid the $10, I collect the additional fee that was required for her fingerprints. Or if she didn't show up, I'd get $10 and move on to the next appointment. So that's what I'm going to relate to you, that it's very important to start doing this, especially if you're a notary or somebody that does fingerprinting in a rural area. Because if you have to travel through ice, sleet, snow, those kind of things, it's very important to collect it up front, because you don't know what's happening, what's going to be the circumstances. And you don't want to show up and then like, oh yeah, sorry, we won't need you. And it's going to be hard to be like, well, I just traveled X amount of miles. In my case, it was an hour drive and I got zero. It actually cost me money to drive there and drive back. And I didn't figure it out. I want to say it probably cost me about $30 in gas to do that trip. Okay. And then if you tack on time, then it's even worse. Okay. So I lost money in that situation. So this is just a call out to you to put those measures, those protections in place in your business so that those kind of things will be minimized. I'm not saying you have to do that on every appointment, but that one appointment, the thought came to my mind when I was making the appointment, I should send a link for this guy to pay up front before I go out there. And I said, no, it's okay. I have nothing better to do anyway. At that time, I'll just make the appointment and go out there, because it wasn't a big deal, but it became a big deal, right? So I just want to share that with you, that I'm starting to do that. It's not really how I want to run my business. I don't want to really collect money up front, but I'm needing to do that now at this point because of the times we're in. If it's something within the city, like I had another one earlier in the week. It was a fingerprinting. I drove out to her houseboat. It was a 5-minute drive for me. She wasn't ready. She didn't have her information. I didn't collect up front, and I just gave her my card. Okay, when you get that form, just give me a call. Yeah, was it inconvenient? Yes. Was it did I lose money? Yeah, I lost some gas and a few minutes of time, but it's not like the hour drive, so it's not that big of a deal to me. So I'm not, I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, you have to pay up front and they're 5 minutes away, and then I'm going to lose a deal because, oh, forget it. I'm going to go to the UPS store or whatever because you're charging me up front and you haven't done anything. So just be aware of that. Some people are okay with it. Other people are not okay with it. Depends on what service you're providing. If money has to come out of my pocket, I want to collect up front. If I'm doing apostille work or something that I have to pay for out of my pocket, I want to collect something up front. Even if they don't want to pay the whole amount, I'll say, okay, then you have to pay 50%. At least I'm going to get 50% and cover my expenses. So if they say, hey, forget it, we found somebody cheaper. And then I'm like, okay, well, I've already paid the money. I'll give you, whatever I'm going to give them back, But anyway, so those are my thoughts. I just wanted to share that with everyone. Make 2022 a great year and protect yourself. Yeah, that's it. Have a great day.